Here we go. So if you choose to make a story on the side, you can. If you don't want to, because you're really comfortable and you have everything, you know the steps by heart, then you're good. So here I am going to my left side and my right side, right? Separate. And I'm going to do plus 33, plus 33. And these go 0, minus 8y comes down, and 15 plus 33 is, I have no idea, 48. Divide by negative 8, divide by negative 8. So
Please pardon this interruption. Ms. Bentian, please call the main office. Ms.
Positive
Bentian,
48 divided by negative 8 is negative 6. So you want to check, go back to your original equation. Negative 8y times negative 6 minus 33 equals 15. Let's see if that's the same. Negative 8 and negative 6 is positive 48 minus 33 equals 15. And 48 minus 33 is 15. So I know my equation is correct. Same thing on this one. So it's negative times a negative. You get 12a. Negative times a negative. You get 20 plus 20, right? So multiplying these two and then multiply these two. Equals negative 28. Minus 20 on this side. Minus 20 on the other side. This crosses out, right? Becomes 0. 12a comes down. And negative 28 minus 20 is negative 48. Divide both sides by 12, and a equals negative 4. Again, let's check. So you get negative 4, parentheses negative 3, and in place of a, I'm going to replace that with negative 4 times negative 4 minus 5 equals negative 28. So we're supposed to use order of operations. And let's take care of inside the parentheses. Inside the parentheses, you have negative 3 times negative 4, which is negative 12. No, sorry, positive 12. And then I'm going to subtract minus 5, right? So 12 minus 5 is 7. So this becomes just 7. And then I multiply with negative 4 that's outside. And you can tell that 4 times 7 is negative 28. And that equals negative 28 on the other side. Okay. So again here, we're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of this, right? By negative 5 over 3 and negative 5 over 3, right? Because it's the reciprocal. So look, a negative times a negative is going to be a positive, right? Positive. This all becomes 1, and all you have left is a plus a. So I'm not going to write the plus because we don't need it. Let's just leave it as a. On the other side, it's, don't know why I left it like this, 20 times negative, so it's going to be negative. 20 times 5 is negative 100. Oops. Over 3. So to check, let me write the original equation. So it's negative 3 over 5 times a equals 20. So we're multiplying this times a, and a is this, which is negative 100 over 3. Negative times a negative is a positive. 3 and 3, we can simplify. Divide both top and bottom by 3, you get 1 and 1. And then 1 times 100 is 100. 5 times 1 is 5. And what's 100 divided by 5? It's 20. And that 20 equals 20 on the other side. I'll do a story for this one. So I'll interchange here. So I have a variable y multiplied by 6. Plus 3 is less or equal to negative 21. Even using inverse operations, we're going to do minus 3 and then divide by 6. So let's do that. Minus 3, minus 3. 6y comes down, less or equal to negative 24. Now I have to divide by 6. Divide by 6. Y is less or equal to negative 4. We can graph, we can't. We have to graph. So when I graph, here's negative 4, here's negative 3, here's negative 5. So put a few numbers. Circle. We want a shade because it has an equal sign. So we want y to be numbers less than negative 4. Numbers less than negative 4 are here on this side. You can always check, right? Pick a huge number. Pick 100. And if you put 100, is 100 less than negative 4? No. So where is 100? 100 is over here on this side. So we don't want these numbers on the right side, but we want numbers on the left side. This one, so again, go through your order. Distributive property? No. Combine like terms? Yes. So there's a couple of things on the left side. So if I divide this, I can combine this guy with this guy. Yeah, negative 7m plus 10m can be combined. Okay, so I just drew that little line so you know that there's a left side and right side. Negative 7 plus 10 is 3m. Then minus 12 comes down, less or equal to negative 24 plus m. Okay, so no distributive property. Combine like terms, check. Now there's a variable on both sides. So let's get rid of either the 3m or the m. But let's get rid of the small one. So plus m, I'm going to do minus m. So I'm going to divide my inequality into two sides. Minus m on that side, minus m on that side. Remember, there's a little 1 there, right? So if you want to put a 1, 1, you can. 3m minus 1 is 2m. Minus 12, less or equal to negative 24, sorry. Now the rest is simple. So if you do your story, you get m, which is being multiplied by 2, and then subtracted 12, less or equal to 24. Using inverse operation, we're going to do plus 12, divide by 2. So let's do plus 12 first. So plus 12 on this side, and plus 12 on the other side. These two go out, 2m comes down, and negative 24 plus 12 is negative 12. Divide both sides by 2, right, because it's this one that you're doing now. And I'm left with m is less than negative 6. So that's my answer. So graph that. Negative 6, negative 5, negative 7. Oops, the circle goes on top of negative 6. We're not going to shade it. And again, we're looking for numbers that are smaller than negative 6. And numbers that are smaller than negative 6 are on this side. Okay. Let me move this. So, okay. So distributive property first, right? Negative 8 and positive 2a is negative 16a. Negative 8 and negative 2 is positive 16. Minus 4 greater or equal to 28. Combine like terms? Yes, I can combine these two guys right here. So negative 16a stays. 16 minus 4 is, what is that? 12 plus 12 greater or equal to 28. And then now I'm going to do, again, if you do your story, you have your variable a, which is being multiplied by negative 16 plus 12 greater than 28. Inverse operation, you're going to do minus 12 first and then divide by negative 16. So let's do minus 12, minus 12. Let me change colors here. Minus 12, minus 12, minus 12. These two go by, and you got negative 16a. This comes down, right? And 28 minus 12 is 16. Nice. Divide both sides by negative 16. Divide this side by negative 16. And here we got that a, and we have to flip the sign because we divided both sides by a negative number. And 16 divided by negative 16 is negative 1. So when we do our graph, we're going to put negative 1, 0, negative 2. Circle on top of negative 1, and again we want to shade it, and we want numbers that are smaller than negative 1, so we're going to go that way. This one, okay, so again, use your calculator. Negative times a positive is a negative, and 1/8 times 16 is just going to give us 2p. Negative times a negative is going to be positive, and 1/8 of 24 is going to be just 3. It's greater than negative 3. So now we can divide both sides here. Put a little barrier there. Minus 3, and I get, I'm going to, this becomes 0. Negative 2p comes down, greater, and negative 3 minus negative 3 is minus 6. Divide both sides by negative 2. Negative 2 cancels out, becoming 1, and p is going to be, and this is going to be a negative 6 divided by negative 2 is positive 3, and now we have to flip the signs. So if I put this on number line, it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. Circle, not shade. Don't shade the circle. Leave the circle empty. And we're going to point it this way. Okay. Translate to an equation. So this is 5. 5 is 5. Less than means subtraction. 3 times 3 times a number, 3 times a number, there's 3 times a number, is equal to 9. Now ask yourself if you're done. You're almost done because less than is a turnaround word. So we're going to turn things around. So the 3n's got to go to the front. Minus stays. The 5 comes here. Equals 9. So that's what you should have done. Quotient of a number and 4. The quotient means division. So we're going to show division as a fraction of a number that we don't know. Let's call it a and 4. Plus 25 plus 25 is equal to 15. So write and solve an equation. So this is the part where, part 2, when you have to show the equation. So Carl's buying pants and t-shirts. Each pant, so each pant is important. So each pant's $12.99. The shirt costs $25. Bought one shirt and a bunch of pants, I guess. The total was $102.94. Write and solve an equation to find how many pants he bought. So how much was each pant? $12.99 per pant, or P. And then what else did he buy? Plus one t-shirt, that was $25, and that all equaled $102.94. So you definitely have use of a calculator. So now it's not a big deal, and so you're going to follow the same thing. So minus 25 here, minus 25 here, right? So you follow the same thing. So 102.94 minus 25 equals 77.94. This goes bye-bye, and then $12.99 comes down, $12.99p. Divide by $12.99, $12.99. And how many pants did she buy? Divide by 12.99, and you got, she bought 6 pairs of pants. So I need to see all this, especially this one. Okay. Next question. Sam charges $12.50 or $12.50 an hour to babysit, plus $15 for her Uber ride home. Last Friday, she earned $75.50. Write and solve an equation to see how many hours she worked that night. Okay. Well, let's do the easy part. So the whole thing equals 75.5. So that much I know. $12 an hour, or $12 per hour. So here is and the unknown is the number of hours, right? So I don't know. So H is going to be my variable, and the H is related to what number? To 12.5. So we know it's going to be 12.5 hours, and plus $15 for her Uber ride. So that's how much she got. Well, let's see how many hours she worked in order to make 75.50. Minus 15, minus 15, and then we get that 12.5 H equals 75. What do you call? 0.5 to 62.5. Divide by 12.5. Divide by 12.5 on both sides, and the number of hours that she worked, I believe, is 5. 62.5 divided by 12.5. Yes, it is 5. So how many hours did she work that night? 5 hours. JHS needs 1,260 collar shirts. There are 500 shirts left over from last year. Ms. G needs to order the t-shirts by the dozen. Write and solve an equation to find how many dozens. So remember that a dozen is a group of 12. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 1 dozen. So when you buy eggs, you buy them by the dozen, right? A dozen is a group of 12. So let's see. Shirts of the dozen. How many dozens? So dozen is 12s. How many groups of 12? 12 shirts does she need? So she has 12 times S, and I hate. So I'm gonna change the S to T because I don't like that it looks like a 5. So 112 T for t-shirts. So the number of dozens that she has to buy plus 540 that she has left over from last year will equal 1,260. But this makes sense because when you subtract, you're going to subtract 540 from both sides and 540 from the total that she needs. So she doesn't really need 1,260 shirts. She actually needs only 1,260 minus 540. She needs 720 shirts because she already has 540. So she needs 720. This goes by. And now we can find out how many dozens of t-shirts she needs to order. So divide this by 12, divide this by 12, and the number of dozens that she could, actually this should have been D as in D for dozens. Sorry, 720 divided by 12 equals 60. So she's going to need to order 60 dozens of t-shirts. Okay. Combine like terms, definitely in your test too. A lot of it, you have like about 7 extended answers and about 20 something multiple choices. So it's not a short test by all means. There is a 1 here, right? So 1 times negative 9g, so that's 9g minus 12y, right? So nothing happens, just remove the parentheses, but that's the operation we're doing. Negative 2 and 5g is plus 10g. Negative 2 and negative 7g is plus 14y. Combine like terms. I'm going to combine this guy with this guy. So negative 9 plus 10g is just 1g or just g. Negative 12y plus 14y, there's more positive, so that's going to be plus 2y. I'm going to have to move a little bit, so I'm going to pause, because otherwise my battery's going to die, and I'm going to have to do all this again. Pause. So, and then let's go on. Again, pretend there's a 1 here. Negative 1 and negative 22 is positive 22, or just 22m. Negative 1 and negative 15 is positive, plus 15. Negative 7 and negative 11 is positive 77m. And negative 7 and negative 7 and 30 is negative 210. Combine like terms, and you combine this guy with plus 77m. So 22 positive and positive 77 is 99m. 15 positive and negative 210 is going to be negative 195. Okay, that's it. Bottom one, negative 2 stays, right? We're going to have to do this distributed properly with these two first. Negative times a negative is positive. 3/4 times 12 is going to be 8m. And then negative times a positive is a negative, and 3/4 of 28 is 21 minus 20m. Circle, just so you know who you combine. So you combine negative 2 and negative 21. If you put that in the calculator, you get negative 23. Positive 8m and negative 20m, it's going to give you negative 12m. Again, distribute it properly first, right? So you're going to get negative 5k, because a positive times a negative and negative. 1/5 positive and minus 5 is just negative 1 minus 3 plus 15k. Circle whoever, or underline them, highlight them, I don't care, just make sure you know them, know who the like terms are. So it's negative 5 and positive 15. And that's going to give you positive 10k. Negative 1 and negative 3 is going to give you negative 4. Come on. Hello? No, what? No. What is going on here? Okay, so clear. Okay, so hopefully I have time to finish this. Write and solve and check each inequality. So Sam needs to collect at least 120 bottles for science experiments. She has 15 so far. If Sam, with the help of her 2 brothers, are going to collect bottles this weekend, write and solve an inequality to find the minimum number of bottles each sibling should collect. So they have to collect at least 120. So they have to collect at least 120, which is equal to 120 or greater to 120. How many do they have so far? They have 15. So she and her 2 brothers, so 3 people times the bottles they're going to collect plus 15 is greater or equal to 120. That should have been your inequality. Minus 15 on that side. And you're going to get 3b greater or equal to, what is this, 115? and divide by 3, and b is greater or equal to, I have no idea, 115 divided by 3 equals 39, 38.3333. Repeat it, but because you can't collect 38.3 of a bottle, she needs to collect, they each need to collect 39 bottles. So each sibling needs to collect 39 bottles to reach 120 or more. Tim wants to earn $780 this week. He's paid a weekly salary of $220 plus $12 for each laptop he repairs. Try to solve an inequality to find the least number of laptops that he will repair to reach his goal of 780. So he needs to make greater than 780 or equal to 780. And how does he make that money? Well, he gets $220 guaranteed every week, plus $12 for each laptop. And I'm going to use C for computer. I should have written computer instead of laptop because L looks funny. So this is the inequality. So first thing, minus 220 here, minus 220 here, right? Because he already makes that. That's guaranteed. That crosses out. 12C comes down. That's greater or equal to 0, 6, 7 minus 2 is 5. So now to make those, you would divide both sides by 12. Divide this by 12, and divide this by 12. And the number of laptops on the that he has to fix is 46.66. Repeat it, but he can't fix that 46.6 of a laptop, so he actually needs to fix 47 laptops and above to reach his goal of making $780 for the week. Okay. So this, I have time for this. Okay, let me do the other ones, and I'll come back to that. I'll even make a. I only don't have too much time, so let me make a video. Her height is at least 1.25 meters. So height, 1.25. So what is her height in relationship to 1.25? Is it greater, smaller? It's at least. So it means she's at least equal to that or greater. You need a score of over 80 to get to that school. So if you want to go to that school, what's the relationship between the school and the grade? So it has to be greater than 80 if you want to go to that school. The temperature below 32, and water will freeze. So here's the water, here's the temperature, and in order for water to freeze, it has to be less than 33. Actually, less or equal. I didn't write the sentence that way, but this is. The school bus can take a maximum of 40 children. So here's B for bus, 48 children. So the bus can take a maximum. So this number of students that can go into that bus has to be less than 48 or equal to 48. So I'm gonna have to make a part 2 video. Okay, so I'm gonna make 2 videos, here is your bonus word. Bonus word, and I write it here. Bonus. Actually, I'm not gonna. Shouldn't write that. So the bonus word is going to be college day. Okay. So I'll stop here because I'm running out of time. Next period is coming, and I'll make a part 2 on whatever questions I even make.